In order to dig for gold, you need to understand the meaning of what we are doing now. Life does not pass by. Our life passes by the tracks that we have laid for it. And this is not empty philosophy, but the daily truth. I will say more. We will live the way we live now, as long as we live the way we live now. In order to change something in our life, we must understand the meaning of what we are doing now. If at school they studied the road to the gold mine, and at the exam they asked where it was, then failures would disappear from the teacher's lexicon. And after school, everyone would unerringly go to the gold mine and mine pure gold. Have you ever heard of such a school? I haven't either. At school, like all my classmates, I studied mathematics, physics, and even the history of the ancient world, but not the road to gold or diamonds. At school, I was taught to write letters beautifully, and I was also taught that a person is a small cog on which nothing depends. Yes, little in this life depends on each individual person. Everything depends on what this person does. And this is not an exaggeration of the self-importance of each person. Everything that is created around us is created by people. But this does not mean that we should briskly march where we were sent and hope that this is the cherished road to the gold mine that they forgot to tell us about in high school. We must understand that they do not send to the gold mine and, even more so, do not lead. Those who know the road to gold dig in silence, instead of teaching the history of some party in high school. But here's the question: what will happen if we, all the others, who don't know the way to the gold mine, stop buying gold? Gold will lose its value. You can't eat it or drink it. You can't build a railroad out of it. And it won't fly into space. It's too heavy. That's how easy it is for us to turn precious bank metal into common metal. Moreover, to do this you don't need to line up in rows and columns. You don't need to all go out into the street at 10 o'clock or write slogans on cardboard and red cloth. And even more so, die on the barricades. You just need to stop buying. Buying is the result of demand. If I stop buying gold, it means that the demand for it has decreased by the purchase rate of one person. It's not much, but I did it. This fact is unlikely to be reflected in the New York Stock Exchange rate, but the world economy will see it through its zeros after the decimal point. Is it possible to eat paper money, let alone money from a bank card or some bitcoins? Yes, money is not edible, but you can buy potatoes in the store for it. But to get money, you need to work, and you can work in your own garden. The result is the same, potatoes. But potatoes in the garden cost exactly as much as you value your own labor. And the cost of potatoes in the store includes your employer's earnings, government taxes, the cost of storage, delivery, and the store's earnings. Isn't the price too high for a borscht set or a set of products for saving Olivier salad? I am not a supporter of cheap Tolstoyanism. But if you go where the growing demand leads you, you are definitely not on the way to the gold mine. The source of demand is man. Where there are more of us, there is more demand for everything, from potatoes to housing and work. But if demand raises the price of potatoes and housing, then it lowers the cost of labor. In search of work, a person acts not as a buyer, but as a seller of his lifetime for the money of the employer, who is the buyer of your time. And if you compete with your own kind for potatoes, then for a job, your competitors are not only people, but also robots and other machines. And this is already double competition, which I will talk about in the next issues.